Hello students, welcome to our channel Infinity Scholars Hub. Today in this video session we are going to see the chapter number 9 of class 8, which is Algebraic Expression and Identities. Algebraic Expression and Identities is basically a chapter related to algebra, and it is the basic of algebra, you can say. You have learned algebra in your class 6th and you have also learned about expression in the class 7th, and in 8th class we again have algebraic expression and identities, because the use of this chapter is like when you go in your higher grades also there is a use of this chapter, and that is why this chapter happens to be the most important chapter in your class 8. So let's start with this video. So first of all, what we will be doing, we will be understanding what are variables, what are constants, and what are operators. Okay, before that I would like to tell you that our algebraic expression is made up of just three things. The first thing is variables, the second thing is constants, and the third thing is terms. Variables, you all know that. What are variables? Variables are something whose value is not known, or you can even say that some value can vary, right? A value of a variable keeps on varying, that is why it is called a variable, right? So any unknown value, you can say it's a variable, or any value which keeps on varying, that is also a variable. Okay, now see, we represent variables in small English alphabet, right? Like we can use A for a variable, we can use B, we can use C, we can use any English alphabet, but the thing is it should be written in small letters. Okay, so you can even use Z, then you can even use Y, and so on. Fine. So our expression is made up of variables. Second is constants. Constants are what? Are numbers. जो numbers हम daily use करते, like we use 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are called constants because their value does not change. ठीक है. अब ऊपर का आप कोई भी variable उठा लो, जैसे कि I take A. This A can be 7 also. This A can be 2/5 also. This A can be anything, right? That is why it is called a variable. But constants is what? कि जिसका value fix होता है. It can never change. So your constants are 2, 3, you can say 3/5, you can say 2.7. These all are what? These all are constants. Okay. Now the third thing in this chapter is operators. Any algebraic expression will have 4 operators. And what are those operators? Those are positive, negative, multiplication, and division. Okay. See, when I write a term, let's say 2x. This means that 2 multiplied by x. Okay, so we all know this thing. So this is where we are using an operator. Take an expression, let me write 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. Okay, so you can see over here that you have used different operators. यहाँ पे आपने क्या use किया है? Multiplication use किया है, right? Because when you write 2x squared, इसका मतलब होता है 2 multiplied by x squared. Okay. So आपने यहाँ क्या यूज़ किया है? मल्टीप्लिकेशन यूज़ किया है. Then you have positive sign over here, then you have negative sign over here, again you have a multiplication sign over here. Say if I add one more term, समझ लीजिए जिसकी मैं लेता हूँ y/4. So what you have used over here? You have used division. y/4 means what? Y divided by 4. So basically only 4 operators are used in algebraic expression, and those are this 4, right? If you include equal to in this group, then it becomes an equation. ठीक है, अगर आप कुछ ऐसा देख लो 2x plus 7 is equals to 11, तो इसको आप algebraic expression नहीं बोलोगे. What will you say? This is an equation. क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ एक operator आ गया नया वाला which is equal to. So remember कि algebraic expression में only 4 operators are there: plus, minus, multiplication and division. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide then. ठीक है, अब देखिए यहाँ पे द मेन पार्ट ऑफ दिस चैप्टर इज दिस. अगर आपको ये समझ में आ गया, दैट मीन्स यू कैन इजीली सॉल्व दिस सम्स, एनी सम्स गिवन इन दिस चैप्टर, राइट? सो लेट्स सी. देखिए गिव मी अ मिनट. या ओके, नाउ सी एक्सप्रेशन. पहले तो हम समझते हैं व्हाट इज एन एक्सप्रेशन. देखिए, एक्सप्रेशन की सिंपल डेफिनेशन इज एडिशन ऑफ टर्म्स. ठीक है, एडिशन of terms. Now see, why addition of terms I will tell you. जैसे कि let's take an example, 2x squared plus 3y plus 9. This is what? This is an expression, right? और कोई example ले लो. Let me take 7x plus 4. Okay, this is again an expression, right? Again और एक example ले लो, 7x plus 9. ठीक है. So over here what we are doing, we are adding the terms together. अगर आप first expression लो, so I have added 3 terms. Which are those 3 terms? See, this is the first term, okay, this is the second term, and this is the third term. So what did I do? I have added these 3 terms to get my expression. So this is what? This is your expression, okay. On the other hand, if you take the second example, this is again an expression क्योंकि यहाँ पे भी 2 terms को add किया गया है. And what are those terms? Those terms are 7x and 4. So I have added the 2 terms, that is why I am writing 7x plus 4. ठीक है. Now when we go further in this chapter, I will explain you what are terms, but right now let's just focus on the meaning of expression. Again over here if you see 7x plus 9, 2 terms are added, okay. How we define expression? Addition of terms. So wherever you see a positive sign, okay, in between whatever is there, they are called terms. Like in the first example, see, 2x squared plus 3y plus 9, okay. So this is your positive sign, so that means this is a term and this is also a term because you have a positive sign over here also. So this is again a term. So that means there are 3 terms, right? Now a question may arise that if I give you 2x minus 3, whether this is an expression or not. So this is also an expression. Why this is an expression? Because see, if you see over here, I can write this expression as 2x plus and minus 3, okay. I can write it in this way. So see, again we are adding. And how many terms we are adding? We are adding 2 terms. One term is 2x and the other term is minus 3. So this is how whenever there is a negative sign in between, we can write in the form of addition of terms, and we will get to know that this is also an expression, right? So similarly there are plenty of examples. You can even take y by 2 minus 9. This is again an expression. There are 2 terms. This is one term and this is another term. Sorry, this is not the other term. Wait, let me just correct myself over here. This will be y by 2 plus minus 9. So that means this is one term and this is another term, okay. Remember, in this chapter a negative sign has, or you can say in mathematics, a negative sign has too much of importance, so we cannot just neglect it. Over here I cannot say that the 2 terms are y by 2 and and simply 9. If I say y by 2 and 9, that means this is wrong. The terms over here are y by 2 and minus 9, okay. So minus 9 and y by 2, likewise you have 2 terms, okay. I hope you all have understood what are expressions. Now let us focus on what is a term. Okay, so what is a term? Let me just, okay, yeah. So what is a term? See, a term is defined in this way. A term can either be a variable, or it can be only a constant, or it can be a combination of both of this, that is variables and a constant with multiplication or division sign between them. Let's see this with the help of an example. Okay, so I would like to repeat myself one more time so that those who have not got this, they might understand this easily. So what is a term? It is either only a variable or only a constant, or a combination of both of this, variables and a constant, with a multiplication or division sign between them. So let's say if I write x plus 3y minus y by 4 minus 7. Okay, now this is an expression. Why this is an expression? Because I have added 4 terms over here. Let me write those 4 terms first. So this is x plus 3y. I can write this as plus. Inside the bracket I will have minus y upon 4, and again plus, and this will be minus 7. So you can clearly see that we have added, see, 3 addition signs over here. So that means these are what? These are terms. Okay. Now when you concentrate on a term, this is my first term And see, this is only a variable. This is what? Only a variable. Okay, if you see the second term, this is a combination of variable and a constant. When I talk about 3, this 3 is a constant, right? So 3y means 3 multiplied by y. So in the definition I told you that a term is what? It can even be a combination of variable and a constant with multiplication or division sign. So here we have the multiplication sign. That is why we call this also as a term. Okay, going on to the next term, this is minus y upon 4. So if you see over here, again you have a combination of a variable and a constant, right? And when I say minus y upon 4, I can even write this as y upon minus 4, correct? And what does this means? This means y divided by minus 4. Okay, so again you will find that the definition which I told you is correct, because minus y upon 4 can even be written as y divided by minus 4. So again you have a combination of constant and a variable, and the sign between them is division. Okay, so that is also possible for a term. And finally the last term is what? It is minus 7. Okay, so minus 7 is simply a constant. So that is why we say that a term is what? A term can either be only a variable, or it can be only a constant, or the combination of two with multiplication or division sign between them. So I hope this is very much clear to everyone. Now let's go on the next important term in this, and that is like terms. Okay, so we have known now that what are terms. Now let us understand what are like terms. So see, what are like terms? If two terms have same variables and the power of this variable is also same, then we say that they are like terms. Say for example, if I write 2x squared and the other, in some other term, let it be 2x squared. Okay, so the variable used in this is only x, right? And over here also it is only x, correct? Now the power over here is squared and the power over here is also squared. So if you see over here, the variables are also same and the power of this variable is also same. So in such a case, we say that the two terms are what? Like terms. And remember one thing, you can add and subtract only the like terms. Okay, if I give you two unlike terms and if you wish to add or subtract them, that is not possible. You cannot do that. Okay, fine. So let us take another example of like terms, a bit difficult one, say. So if I give you 2x y squared z squared, okay, and let's say other term is 3 y squared z squared and x. Okay, now see, the variable used over here are what? X, y, z. Okay, and the variables used over here are also x, y, z, correct? Now see the power of x over here, it is 1. What is the power of x in this? It is also 1, correct? Well and good. See, if this would be squared, okay, and so over here you have the power of x is squared. So in this case the two terms would not be like terms, because over here the power of x is 1 and over here the power of x is 2. So this cannot happen. They should have the same power, then and then only you can say that they are like terms. So that means I will have to erase this and okay, fine. So this was 1, right? So I will simply write x. Okay, so over here also the power of x is 1. Then what do we have? We have y. The power of y is squared over here, and over here also the power of y is 2. That means squared. The power of z is squared and the power of z is squared over here also. So if you see, the variables used are same and the power of this variables are also same. That means the two terms are like terms. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now let's see an example of an unlike term. See, now if you have understood like terms, that means unlike term is also very easy. ठीक है, आपको समझ में आ गया होगा like किसको बोलते हैं, तो definitely जो छूट गया that is unlike terms. For example, अगर यहाँ squared होता, if there would have been a squared over here, तो यहाँ पे x की power 1 है और यहाँ पे तो x की power 2 है. That means the variable used is same but the powers are different. So we can say that the two terms are unlike terms. So they are what? They are unlike. Okay, and unlike terms cannot be added and cannot be subtracted. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next important definition in this chapter, which is factors. Okay, now see, we have learned about factors in arithmetic. When I say what are the factors of 6, so what we used to do, we used to find out all the factors of 6. And how we used to do that, we were like, हम क्या करते थे, recite करते थे 1 की definition, 1 का table, so this is 1 into 6. Then you have the next table of 2, so 2 multiplied by 3, right? After 2 you get 3, and 3 is already over here, so that means you should stop over here. So the factors of 6 are what? 1, 2, 3 and 6. So 1, 2, 3 and 6 are the factors of this 6. Okay, or simply I can write 6 as 2 multiplied by 3. Now see, इसके बाद I cannot factorize anymore. 2 is 1 into 2 and 3 is 1 into 2. So you cannot factorize this anymore. So same way factors are there. What we should know that algebraic terms जो होते हैं उनके भी factors होते हैं. And what are those factors? See, I will show you. For that, let's take a term. जैसे कि समझ लो मैंने ले लिया 2x squared y squared. See, ठीक है? Okay. So now the factors of 2x squared and y squared will be what? देखो 2. ठीक है? 2 you can write as it is multiplied by x squared. X squared can be written as x multiplied by x, then multiplied by y squared. So y squared can be written as y multiplied by y. So this is the factors. Factor of the term 2x squared y squared. So these are the factors of this term. Okay, on the same way, if, okay, इसी तरह अगर मैं और एक एग्जांपल ले लूँ, जैसे कि समझ लीजिए -6 x y squared z cube. Okay, so देखो -6 also you can split into, आप इसको लिख सकते हो -2 multiplied by 3, या तो आप लिख सकते हो 3 multiplied by -2. Okay, so I will write -6 as -2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by this x will be written as it is, क्योंकि उसकी पावर 1 है तो एक ही बार मल्टीप्लाई किया गया है तो एक ही बार आएगा, multiplied by y squared is y multiplied by y multiplied by z cube is z multiplied by z multiplied by z. So ये जो है this is the factor of this term. ठीक है, तो नाउ दिस इज इररेड्यूसिबल फॉर्म. इररेड्यूसिबल फॉर्म यानी क्या है, इससे ज़्यादा और आप इसके फैक्टर नहीं निकाल सकते हो, राइट? जैसे कि इसका एक एग्जांपल ले लो, 48 समझ लीजिए. ठीक है, तो 48 यू कैन इवन राइट 4 into 12, करेक्ट? बट ये इनका इररेड्यूसिबल फॉर्म नहीं है. क्यों इररेड्यूसिबल फॉर्म नहीं है? बिकॉज you can reduce this 4 more than this. So 4 can even be written as 2 multiplied by 2, right? And this 12 can be written as 4 multiplied by 3, right? So again if you see in this, अब 4 को वापस you can find out the factors of 4, right? So this will be 2 into 2 multiply, you can write this 4 can be written as 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, so this is the prime factorization of 48. Basically we have to do what? We have to do prime factorization. ठीक है, prime factorization में what do we do? We find out the factors जो कि और उनके factors नहीं निकल सकते. ठीक है, so 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 4 2 is 8, 8 2 is 16 and 16 3 is 48. ठीक है, so the same way हमें क्या करना है, जो भी algebra में terms दिए होते हैं उन terms के we have to find out the factors. ठीक है, so this is what we have to do, right? I hope factors is clear to you. Now going on to the next you can say term in this or next definition in this, which is numerical coefficient. देखिए, see, when I say numerical coefficient, that means मैं number की बात कर रहा हूँ, right? So हर एक term का numerical coefficient होता है, right? Even if I write x, तो इसका भी एक numerical coefficient है, okay? And remember one thing, जो भी sign है that is always included in the numerical coefficient. What do I mean by this? See, if I give you -2x squared y, okay, if I ask you the numerical coefficient of this term, so your answer will be -2. ठीक है, your answer will be what? -2. If I tell you what is the numerical coefficient of this x, so the answer will be 1, because जब मैं x लिखता हूँ it actually means 1x, correct? हम x यानी क्या लिखते हैं? 1x. अगर मैं आपको बोल दूं 0x, ठीक है, सो एक्चुअली 0x तो 0 ही हो जाएगा, सो in that case we can say simply 0, right? But इस केस में न्यूमेरिकल कोएफिशिएंट इज व्हाट 1, ठीक है. In this case the numerical coefficient is what -2. अगर एक और एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं 3x squared y z, okay, so in this also, in this term also the numerical coefficient is what, numerical coefficient is 3, okay. So like this, जब numerical coefficient बोला गया है तो आपको खाली जो नंबर है उसको लिखना है, ठीक है. इफ देर इज अ पॉजिटिव साइन तो नो नीड टू इंक्लूड दी साइन, बट जब नेगेटिव साइन होता है तो डेफिनेटली यू हैव टू राइट दैट, ठीक है. तो -2 लिखना पड़ेगा. अगर इस केस में आप अगर सिंपली 2 लिख दो तो दैट मीन्स इट विल बी रॉन्ग. फाइन. नाउ गोइंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग इन दिस, सी देयर इज वन मोर थिंग विच इज जनरली आस्क्ड एंड मेनी ऑफ देम क्या करते हैं, बहुत लोग उसमें मिस्टेक करते हैं, एंड दैट इज व्हाट, सी अगर मैं आपको एक टर्म दे दूं 2x squared y squared, so what does the question says, that the question says that you have to find out the coefficient. They won't say the numerical coefficient, वो लोग क्या बोलेंगे, coefficient of y, ठीक है. अब काफ़ी लोग सोचने लग जाते हैं कि what can be the coefficient of y, because यहाँ पे तो ऑलरेडी y squared है खाली. So in this case आप क्या करो, see write down the factors 2 multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by y multiplied by y. okay, किसका कोएफिशिएंट पूछा है आपको, y का, ठीक है, तो y को हटा दो. what is remaining, this is 2x squared y. so the coefficient of y in 2x squared y squared will be 2x squared y, ठीक है. जिसका भी कोएफिशिएंट आपको पूछा है वो चीज रिमूव कर दो, whatever is remaining that is your answer. okay, I hope you all are clear with this, the introduction part, ठीक है. now going on to the next slide then, see अब यहाँ पे we have polynomials, monomials, binomials and trinomials. see a general definition is given कि कोई भी expression में अगर एक term हो so we say that it's a monomial, right? अगर कोई भी algebraic expression में 2 terms हो so we say a binomial, और 3 terms हो तो we say ट्राइनोमियल. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको देता हूँ एक एक्सप्रेशन विच इज 2x, सो दिस इज अ मोनोमियल क्योंकि एक ही टर्म है यहाँ पे. अगर मैं आपको दूँ 3x स्क्वायर्ड प्लस 4x, सो दिस आर 2 टर्म्स, ठीक है. रिमेंबर द डेफिनेशन ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, क्या होता है, एडिशन ऑफ टर्म्स. तो यहाँ पे प्लस साइन आ गया, दैट मीन्स दिस इज वन टर्म एंड दिस इज अनदर टर्म, राइट. नाउ ट्राइनोमियल इज 3x स्क्वायर्ड प्लस 5x क्यूब प्लस 7. So over here you have 3 terms. तो ये क्या हो गया, this is a trinomial because you have 3 terms over here. Okay. Now see what is the meaning of polynomials. If you see the textbook of NCERT, this is not clearly defined. Okay. But over here I will tell you what are polynomials. See polynomials is what? Polynomial is a part of algebraic expression. ऐसा समझ लीजिए कि आपके पास रैशनल नंबर का ग्रुप है और या तो समझ लीजिए रियल नंबर्स का ग्रुप है, उसके अंदर एक छोटा सा हिस्सा है नेचुरल नंबर्स, राइट. सो द सेम वे दिस इज देयर कि आपका एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन एक बड़ा सा ग्रुप है, उसके अंदर ये छोटा सा ग्रुप है पॉलिनोमियल्स. पॉलिनोमियल्स बेसिकली क्या होता है, पॉलिनोमियल इज ऑल्सो एन एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन. खाली द डिफरेंस इज कि इन ईच टर्म जो आपके वेरिएबल यूज्ड हुए हैं उनकी जो पावर है वो क्या होनी चाहिए, इट शुड बी अ नॉन नेगेटिव इंटीजर. नॉन नेगेटिव इंटीजर का मतलब होता है होल नंबर्स, तो वो उन वेरिएबल्स की जो पावर होगी दैट शुड बी अ होल नंबर, राइट. सो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं आपको देता हूँ 2x स्क्वायर्ड प्लस 3y माइनस 4z क्यूब, ठीक है. तो अब इफ यू सी ओवर हियर प्रॉपर्ली x, y एंड z, ठीक है, इनकी पावर्स क्या है, x की पावर यहाँ पे 2 है विच इज अ होल नंबर, y की पावर क्या है यहाँ पे 1 है, कुछ नहीं है तो पावर 1 है, दैट मीन्स दिस इज ऑल्सो होल नंबर. और z की पावर क्या है यहाँ पे 3 है, सो दैट मीन्स दिस इज ऑल्सो होल नंबर. सो दिस इज अ पॉलिनोमियल, राइट. नाउ अगर आपको ऐसा दिया हो 2x प्लस 3 अपॉन y, ठीक है, तो ये एक पॉलिनोमियल नहीं होगा, दिस वोंट बी अ पॉलिनोमियल. एंड द रीजन इज व्हाट, जब आप इस y को न्यूमरेटर में लेके जाओ तो आपका एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन बनेगा 2x प्लस 3 y रेस टू माइनस 1, करेक्ट. y यहाँ y की पावर जब डिनोमिनेटर में है तो पावर क्या है 1 है. वी हैव स्टडीड दिस इन एक्सपोनेंट कि किसी भी चीज़ को आप डिनोमिनेटर से न्यूमरेटर में लेके जाओ तो उसका जो पावर होगा उसकी जो साइन होगी दैट विल गेट रिवर्स्ड, ठीक है। तो y⁻1 क्या हो जाएगा, y⁻−1 हो जाएगा। सो जनरली हम इस स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में लिखते हैं किसी भी एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन को, और जब हम एल्जेब्रिक एक्सप्रेशन को स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में लिखते हैं एट दैट टाइम वी सी द पावर ऑफ द वेरिएबल। अगर पावर जो है दैट इफ दैट इज नॉट अ होल नंबर तो वो पॉलिनोमियल नहीं है। ये पॉलिनोमियल देखो अब क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि x की पावर यहाँ पे 1 है, 1 इज अ होल नंबर, यस करेक्ट। सेकेंड टर्म में जो y है the power is what, it is -1 and we all know very well that -1 is not a whole number, ठीक है। so that means ये क्या होता है, this is not a polynomial, okay, not a polynomial। so this is how we like differentiate polynomial from algebraic expression, okay। moving on to the next slide then, okay, see as I told you that only like terms can be added and subtracted, fine। now in our textbook we have two methods. The one method is you have to write the terms in column and then you can add, and the other method is the row method wherein you can write the like terms one after the other and then you can find out the solution, okay। so going on to the next slide then, okay, multiplying monomial with a monomial. See, we will cover only the first topic in this, the remaining part of this chapter will be discussed in some other lecture, okay। so let's see the last topic for today's class. So multiplying monomial with a monomial, say for example 2x multiplied by 3x squared, okay। so whenever you are multiplying a monomial with a monomial, you will always multiply their numerical coefficients first. So the numerical coefficient of the first term is what, 2, and the numerical coefficient of the second term is what, 3. so 2 3s gives you 6. now we will multiply the you can say variables, right? so x multiplied by x squared, so x multiplied by x squared is what, x into x squared. so again go back to exponents, revise what is done in exponents. When the base is same, what do? We simply add the powers when there is a multiplication sign in between, okay। many of them make a mistake with this also. When they find x plus x squared, what do? They do x cube, and this is wrong, okay। only when there is a multiplication sign and the base is same, then and then only you can add the powers. so this can be written as x raised to 1 plus 2, so this will become x cube, and this is your answer. so this is how we multiply monomial with a monomial. so I'm ending the lecture over here only. I hope you have liked you will like this lecture. If you have any question, you can post your questions in the comment. Thank you.